Hello, I'm Kelley, and today's practice is all about relieving tight muscles in your back. This is especially helpful if you are living with scoliosis. So what you will need for today's practice is your yoga mat and also a blanket if you have sensitive knees. So when you're ready, let's get onto the mat and take our knees wide, bring the big toes together, sit back onto your heels and come into a child's pose. Drop your head down to the floor and crawl your fingers forwards. So your bum might not fully make it onto your heels, that's totally fine. And now bring your attention towards your breathing. And as you're inhaling, really expand into your lower ribs. And then as you're exhaling, gently draw your navel back towards your spine. Inhale, expand into your lower ribs. And exhaling gently, navel towards your spine. A few more deep breaths here. One more deep breath here. And then inhale, lift your head and walk your torso over to your right. Bring your left hand on top of your right if it will. If it doesn't, no big deal, just alongside. And then rest your head down towards the floor. Let your left ribs get heavy down towards the floor. And now as you inhale, really expand into your lower ribs. And as you exhale, navel gently towards spine. Keep breathing deeply like that. So common places to feel this pose is in your left armpit area, left ribs, left waist, maybe both your hips. Notice how tight the muscles are here. Do they feel really tight, a little bit tight, not so much? Try not to judge this in a positive or negative way, just neutrally being aware. One more deep breath here. And then as you inhale, bring your torso back to center. Notice the difference between your left and right side. And as you exhale, walk your body over to the left. Again, right hand alongside left or on top if it will. Forehead towards the floor. Right ribs dropping down. Breathing deeply into your lower ribs. And noticing where the stretch is. Again, common places to feel this is in your right shoulder, right ribs, right waist, both your hips. Is it tighter on this side or not so tight? Breathe deeply to stretch out the muscles and bring fresh blood flow into the muscles. This helps to relieve tension and discomfort. As you're inhaling, come back to center. Notice how you feel down both sides of your torso. And now let's go back to the tighter side. So was it the first side or the second? I'm going to go to the right. And again, if it's possible, stack, in this case, your left hand on top of your right. Drop your head down towards the floor. Let your rib cage drop down towards the floor. And breathe deeply, encouraging the muscles through your sides of your spine to stretch and lengthen out. So we're going back to our tighter side to ultimately encourage balance in our body, to make more space. And just want to acknowledge here that sometimes with scoliosis, it's the shape of our bones that has created the scoliosis, and muscles will get tight around that. And sometimes it's functional scoliosis, meaning the way we've used our body has created some scoliosis. And so there's potential to correct the scoliosis by doing these kind of movements. But in both cases, this practice is really helpful. One more deep breath here. And as you inhale, come back to center. And then come up to kneeling on all fours. Let's stretch one leg back behind us so you could have your toes on the floor and push back through your heel. Just relieving the back of the legs after being kneeling. And then bring that knee down, change around to the other side. And then bring the knee down. Have your knees underneath your hip sockets and hands under your shoulders. When you exhale, round your spine to the ceiling, tuck your head and tailbone. And as you inhale, reach your chest forwards, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine, tucking your head and tail. And inhale, reaching your chest forwards. Let's add on to this. Exhale, round your spine and sit bones to heels. With a rounded spine, inhale, come forwards and pull your chest forwards, top of the inhale. Exhale, round your spine, sit bones to heels. With your rounded spine, inhale, come forwards and then pull your chest forwards, top of the inhale. Keep going, exhaling, rounding, sit bones to heels. Inhaling, reaching your chest forwards. And one more time, exhaling, rounding, sit bones to heels. Inhale, rounded spine, come forwards and pull your chest forwards, top of the inhale. And now level your spine off. Take your knees and feet as wide as your mat. And we're going to slide our hips a little bit left and right. So like they're a skateboard, sliding left and right. And notice which is the tighter side to go to. And let's say your right side is the tighter side. You're going to come to center, slide your hips right, come to center, slide your hips right, come to center. Obviously, if left is for you, then go left. And so what we're doing here is aiming to create equal length in our muscles on the left and right side of our hips. Let's do that 2 more times. We're including this because our hips and our back are all connected. And now we're going to rotate, so slide your hips right, inhale, rotate right, reach up through your hand. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, rotate left and your hips slide a little left. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, rotate right. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, rotate left. And exhale, hand down. Keep going. Noticing again which is the tighter side, which feels a little trickier to turn towards. So let's say for me it's rotating left. Then we're going to come to center and rotate in the direction that is harder to do. So inhale, rotate to the harder side. And exhale to center. Inhale, rotate to the tighter side and to center. Inhale, rotate to the tighter side and to center. And one more time. Okay, and now bring your knees back underneath your hips again. And we'll crawl our hands forwards, and you're kind of in a tented position. So right up on the tips of your fingers. And then slide your hips back. Keep them just about on top of your knees there. Lift your sit bones up. Reach your crown and your spine forwards. Gently have your navel lifting up towards your spine. And your inhales expand into your lower ribs. So those deep, smooth breaths create motion through our spine and our rib cage, just naturally keeping our spinal muscles mobile and flexible. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And we're going to step our right foot to the outside edge of your hand and then step it to the inside edge. So just an easy way of stepping forwards. Have your right heel pretty much underneath your knee. And then we're going to inhale, lift our torso up, bring our hands onto our thigh just to get steady. Engaging your glutes can help you balance here. And then we'll inhale, reach our arms forwards and up. Really lift your chest but not your chin. And exhale, bring your arms forwards and down. Inhale, reach forwards and up. And exhaling, reaching down. Keep going. So I can't emphasize enough about how breathing smoothly and deeply really positively affects how we feel in our body and how we feel in our mind. Okay, next time that you reach up, stay there, and your right hand's going to take your left wrist and pull up even more. Most likely you'll feel a stretch through the front of your left hip, through your waist, maybe into your armpit area. And breathe. Keep a gentle drawing of your navel to your spine. That makes more space in your lumbar spine. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, bring your hands down and step back into a downward facing dog. So it looks like an inverted V. Let's have our heels up, our knees bent. Lifting our sit bones up and back. Let your head relax towards the floor. And push the ground away from you with your hands. And then from here, gently press your right heel towards the floor, stretching the back of your thigh. And inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, left heel down. And inhaling, lifting. Nice and slowly like that, pedaling out. Stretching our hamstrings and our calves. When they're tight, they can pull unevenly through our back. And then notice which is the tighter side. And then let's stay there on the tighter side, pressing that heel down and breathing. Try and keep equal weight through both hands. I know that can feel tricky. And of course, rest down at any time. You can put me on pause and come back in to practice when you're ready. And then we'll inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, bring the knees down. Step your left foot outside edge and then inside edge, just for an easy transition. Have your left heel pretty much underneath your knee. And then we're going to inhale, come up with your torso. Engage your glutes to help you balance. And then as you inhale, sweep your arms forwards and up. Lift your arms and your chest, but not your chin. And exhale, arms down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, arms down. 2 more. And 1 more. Let's pause, reaching up here. Pull on your right wrist. Your chest is lifting. So we're looking for a big stretch through the front of your right hip. Maybe it comes up through your side as well. Deep breaths. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, bring your hands down and step back into downward facing dog. If knees on the floor feels better for you today, then take that. Slide your sit bones up and back. Let your head relax. Maybe straighten your knees a little bit, but keep the heels up. See how that feels. Maybe lower the heels down. And if you're noticing that one leg at the back is much tighter, then lift your heels up again and press down through the tight side only and breathe there. As you inhale, lift your heels up high, and then exhale, bring your knees down to the floor. We're going to come around to a seated position, and I'm going to stay with using this blanket here to sit on. So the bonus of using the blanket is it helps you sit really upright, and that is really good for our back. So I'm going to sit towards the front edge of the blanket so it kind of tilts my pelvis forwards. Okay, legs are out wide. If you find that in this position you're kind of rounding back, your navel's gone back and you're rounding like this, then fold your blanket over more so that sitting upright feels a little bit easier. Okay, and then we're going to bring the hands behind us. Lift your chest up nice and high. Roll your shoulders down the back and tuck your chin and breathe. Then inhale, sit up really tall. Bring your left hand to the inside edge of your thigh and turn your rib cage right. We're going to bring our right hand onto our upper thigh, staying grounded, and then slide your torso over your left leg. And maybe your elbow can rest on your shin. If not, a straight arm is great. Imagine that there's a wall at the back of your ribs and your head, and gently press your ribs and your head into that wall. Usual places to feel this is into your left hip there, or right hip, into your side, and breathing. And then we're going to swing your right arm up and over as if your palm could rest on your left toes, and breathe deeply. Check that you're not creating strain in your neck. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, reach your right arm up and come on upright. Notice how you feel. And then right hand inside edge of thigh, turn your chest left. Left hand on your upper thigh and slide your torso down. So we're keeping our left hand on our upper thigh to plug the thigh down so it gets a big hip stretch. Notice how it feels on this side. Is it easier or a little tighter? When you're ready, take a big inhale, reach your left arm up and over as if your palm could land on your right toes, and breathe. Deep inhales into your lower ribs. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, inhale, reach up through your left hand and sit perfectly upright. Let's just take a moment feeling all the sensations in our body. So of course we're going to go back to the tighter side with the interest of balancing ourselves out. So let's say we're going to go over to the right hand inside edge of the thigh, turn your chest left, sliding down your leg. Check that you're really grounded through both sit bones. And then if you wish, reaching your other arm up and over for a big side stretch. And again, imagine that there's a wall at the back of your ribs and head, and gently press your ribs into that wall. Use long, smooth inhales to create more space in your body, and the exhales to help you feel grounded. Then as you exhale, navel to spine, hand reaches up and you inhale, reach out of the pose. And again, let's just take a moment to see how we feel. We're going to come down and lie on our back. It might feel nice to have the blanket underneath your head. The reason why I'm saying that is you want your head to be in alignment with your shoulders. So roughly your ears are in line with your shoulders. Now, if we don't use a blanket, sometimes what happens is your head sort of falls back like that and it feels really strainy in your neck. So use a blanket if you have a tendency to feel strained in your neck. Lying down on your back. And then hugging your legs in towards you. Take your knees in circles. It's like you're massaging your sacrum, which is that place between the back pockets of your jeans. Now, if you have scoliosis, most likely it won't feel even back there. It might feel like there's a little twist or a lift on one side. Go the opposite way. But either way, this is going to feel nice, just massaging out in there. So for me personally, I have a twist in my sacrum. That's how the bones are. So I can feel that as I'm going around here. But it feels good to massage out where the muscles and tendons insert. Okay, hug your legs in. And then place your feet on the floor. Now cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And your right hand pushes your thigh forwards. And you're going to feel a bit of a stretch there. So when we're having scoliosis in our spine, or when we're having tight muscles, our hips get affected. So let's give them some love. Try and keep your pelvis flat on the floor. Do a little navel to spine, and then lift your left foot off the floor. Hands clasp around your left thigh and gently pull your thigh in. Head is heavy down, ribs are heavy down, bum is heavy down. And then switch on your deep breathing. Usually we're feeling it in the outer right hip right now. As you exhale, place your left foot down, then your right, and pause for a moment. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Left hand pushes your thigh forwards, and let's stay there with this opening. Notice if you're kind of leaning left a little bit because you're pushing so much with your left hand. Plug your right side down towards the floor. We might feel that we really have to use muscles for that to happen. As you exhale, gently navel to spine, lift your left foot, hands clasp around the back of your thigh and draw your thigh towards you. Bum heavy down to the floor, ribs and head, and breathing deeply. And then as you exhale, slowly release, placing your feet down onto the floor. Let's bring your hands into a cactus position. We're going to slowly turn our head left and right. Such a simple movement, but can feel so good for your neck. It's helpful to think of your spine like a spiral staircase. And so if we have a twist at one end of the spine, the twist is going to continue up your spine to some degree. So our neck is going to feel it if there's something going on further down the spine and vice versa. Okay, turning your head to the right, stay there. Let your left shoulder get nice and heavy down towards the floor. And now let's breathe into the tummy, expanding your tummy as you inhale. Relaxing as you exhale. Coming back to center and turning the opposite way. And then coming back to center. So what I'd like to do is come back to the hips again. We're going to bring the legs together to touch and bring your arms out wide. We're going to cross the right leg on top of the left leg. I call this lady legs. And then bring your hands actually to the outer thighs. Okay, and can you find that bony bit? That's the top of your thigh bone. And then go around the buttock area. And this is going to be, for want of a better word, a buttock massage. It's actually your piriformis. So when we're doing the practice, please don't bump over these big bones here at the top of the thigh. Just massage the buttock area. Take your arms out wide, and our knees in this case are only going left. So as you inhale, let your knees go left, massaging the buttocks. When you exhale, navel to spine, bring yourself back to center. So you use your core to bring yourself to center. Inhale, knees to the left, massaging your buttock. Exhale, navel to spine, coming out. Inhale, knees to the left. Navel to spine, coming out of the twist. 2 more times. Try to keep your right shoulder really grounded. And 1 more time. Great. Cross your legs the opposite way and then lift your bum up and lengthen your hips forwards just so you're right in the center. We want to pay attention to which is the tighter side. So we're going to inhale over to the right, massaging the buttocks. Exhale, navel to spine, come to center. Inhale, twisting over, paying attention to which is the tighter side, and exhaling to center. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Great. So if this was the tighter side, stay with it, or cross the legs the opposite way. Ready? Take a deep breath out, and then inhale, over we go. And exhale, navel to spine, come to center. Inhale, over we go. Exhale, navel to spine, come to center. 1 more time. Come to center. Great. Uncross your legs. We're coming back to the figure 4, which we did earlier. Right leg crosses over and hug in the left leg. How does it feel in there? Maybe it feels much better than it did the first time that you stretched. And then place your foot down onto the floor and cross over the other way and pull in. So which is the tighter side? If you now feel balance left and right, fantastic. If you don't, go back to the tighter side or stay here if this is it. If you feel balance left and right, that's great. Uncross your legs and hug your thighs in towards you. Wherever you are, take 3 mindful deep breaths. And then as you exhale, place your feet down onto the floor. Bring your hands back into cactus position. Turn your head left and right. Is there a tighter side? If there is, rest on the tighter side. If there isn't, keep turning your head left and right. With the turning of your head, go slowly. If you're resting on one side, let your head really get heavy to that side so you get to lengthen out the tighter muscles. Right, come back to center with your head. Bring your arms down by your side. Palms are on the floor. Now take a huge breath in, reach your arms overhead until they touch the floor, and exhale, bring your arms down. One more time, deep breath in, and deep breath out. Bring your hands to rest on your tummy, close your eyes. And then some deep breaths into your tummy, filling up as you inhale, relaxing as you exhale, filling up as you inhale, relaxing as you exhale, like that. One more deep breath. And then opening your eyes. And let's take a slow roll over to the side and come on up to a seat. Well, thank you very much for joining me in this practice to lengthen out our spine and create balance. In complements to this practice, you might also find some of my other videos helpful. Core work is really great for helping out our spine. So I have some videos on those. Please check those out. I also have some videos on neck and shoulders, and you might find those helpful, as well as hip fixes as well. I just want to say thank you to Cecile for requesting this practice. And if you ever have any requests yourself, please send them my way. I love to receive requests and offer videos in return. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Be well.